Welcome back, fellow guitar playing ladies and gentlemen. Today we are doing a guitar study on the guitar solo in the song Trashed and Scattered. It's a pretty crazy solo as per usual from Sinister Gates, and I'm trying a new format today. New format, I'm actually inserting guitar tab graphics into the video as I am explaining it. Hopefully this will make my videos more compact, easier to digest, easier to follow, and make my instructions for how to play it more streamlined. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Make sure to check the timestamps in the description below to jump through the different exercises of the solo. And let's get right into it. This is the first exercise that we are going to break down. The first segment we're playing is this. We're going to start with our index finger on the low E on the 15th fret. From there we move on to 12 on the A string with our index finger. From there we move on with our pinky onto the D string on the 15th fret, and then lastly on the G string with our index finger on 12. With my right hand, I'm simply alternate picking all of the notes. So that's down, up, down, up. Now we're jumping to the next segment. Here we're jumping on to the high E string with our index finger on 13. From there we're hammering on 17, pull off 13, and from there we're going to sweep pick upwards. Take a look. So that's 13, hammer on 17, pull off 13, moving with our index finger to the B string 13, sweeping upwards. Continue with the sweep with our middle finger to the 14th fret on the G string. You basically want to do a mini bar on the 13th fret on the high E and B, and when you're sweeping, remember to roll your finger to mute the note afterwards that you've played it. From there, we repeat the first segment again. Nothing has changed there, all of the notes are exactly the same. Now we're moving on to the variation once we're doing the repetition, which is the following. Same process, hammer on, pull off from 13 with your index, hammering on pinky, 17, pull off 13. We're skipping the B string and moving on to the G string and playing 15, 14. So altogether that's exercise 2. The first segment we're going to break down is the following. There are two different ways that you can play this segment. The way that I play it is by starting with my pinky on the low E and then jumping to the A string 7. Now that may seem like a little bit of a stretch for some of you. What you could do is you could start on the 5th fret on the A and then slide to 7. Or starting with the low E12. It all depends on what's more comfortable for you, so you can choose that as of now. So the way that I do it, I start off with my pinky on the 12, low E, jump to the A string 7, jump with my pinky onto the D string 10, and then index finger, G string 7. Again, I'm alternate picking everything here. Down, up, down, up. And now for the next segment to break down from exercise 2. here we are jumping onto the high E, and we're hammering on pull off with our pinky onto the 12. So that's high E 8, hammer on 12 with our pinky, pull off back to 8, skip the B string, move on with our middle finger to the 10 on the G, and then 9 on the G. From there, we repeat both segments again. Nothing else changes in that one. It's all the same. This is where very interesting things happen, and I really love the way Sinister Gates just wrote these last few lead lines. It's pretty crazy. A couple of slides, lots of slides, and legato. So first of all, we are starting off with a slide into the 13th fret on the high E with our pinky. Then we're picking 12, 10, and then with our middle finger, 11 on top. And this is all alternate picked. From here we have this interesting little bit. What that is we are then playing with our index finger on the 10 high E, hammer on pull off 13 with our pinky, slide while still holding the note to 13 with our index, then hammer on and pull off with our pinky on 17. Make sure you are holding that note. That's what's gluing everything, the legato, together. And once we're doing that little sequence, we're not picking anything. After we pick the 11 and 10, 11, 10, we let our left hand do the rest of the work, and we repeat that twice. Now it's time for the last part, exercise 4. Okay, so we have to pay close attention to this one. Kind of tricky, but once you get it down, it's a blast to play. Important thing to note is how we ended in the previous exercise. We ended with this. That is important because we're going to string along exercise 3 and 4 together with one slide holding the 13th note on high E. So we did the hammer on pull off. Now we're sliding from 13 to 12. So that's where exercise 4 starts technically, with that slide. Okay, now that we have that down, let's actually see what it is we're doing. Once we do the slide, we're at 12. You're going to be doing hammer-ons and pull-offs all across the fretboard with minimal picking, and I'll tell you when you're supposed to pick. So that's 12, hammer-on pull-off 15 on the high E with your pinky. So index, pinky, then we're sliding from 12 to 9, hammer on pull off 12, sliding to 6, hammer on pull off 9, sliding to 3, hammer on pull off 6. So far we have alright, now is when the few little picking actions happen. So we have that last hammer on pull off. We pick the B string 15 with our ring finger. Then we move back to the high E3, pick that twice, slide to 6, hammer on, pull off 6, slide to 9, hammer on, 12, pull off 6, slide to 12, hammer on, pull off 15, 12, then pick 13. Mahai. So that's the end of this guitar study. If you have any questions regarding the solo, please leave them in the comments section below. I'll be more than happy to respond and help out as best as I can. And I hope you guys have fun playing this guitar solo by Avenged Sevenfold. And I'll see you guys again on the next guitar study video.